In modern farming, one tractor is often responsible for multiple tasks. In this animation, we'll follow a single machine as it tackles two very different jobs, spraying corn and collecting round bales from the field. To do this efficiently, it will need the right setup, including narrow tires for crop protection and an upgraded engine to handle heavy loads. Let's see how this tractor gets it done. With the narrow tires installed, the tractor is ready to begin work in the field. The slimmer tires reduce the risk of damaging crops when driving between rows of corn. The machine now approaches the sprayer. This sprayer is a trailed model, pulled behind the tractor, equipped with long, folding boom arms. Before entering the field, it must be filled with a liquid fertilizer mixture. The tractor stops next to the supply tank. A hose is connected to the sprayer's main tank, and the pump begins transferring the liquid. For corn, the dosage must be precisely calibrated. Too little will have no effect, and too much could damage the crop. Once filled, the tank is sealed tightly, and the boom arms begin to unfold. Everything is ready for spraying. The corn has been fully sprayed, with precise coverage across all rows. With the first task completed, it's time to prepare for the next operation, collecting round bales from the field. With the spraying process complete, the work on the farm continues without delay. The scene now moves to another field, where large straw bales are scattered across the land, waiting to be collected. Although the tractor has changed tasks, one thing remains the same: the need for careful handling of the terrain. The narrow tires, originally installed for spraying between corn rows, now provide additional benefits. They reduce soil compaction, allowing the tractor to move smoothly across soft areas of the field without creating deep ruts. This not only protects the soil structure but also improves fuel efficiency and traction. As the tractor approaches the bale, it begins its second operation of the day, collecting and transporting straw, an essential part of post-harvest work on the farm. Two different tasks, one reliable machine. From precision spraying between rows of corn to collecting heavy straw bales across open fields, the tractor has proven its versatility and strength. With the work completed for the day, it returns to the farm, ready for whatever comes next. It's harvest time on the farm. The season for corn silage has begun. For this job, the farmer uses a forage harvester with a corn header, a machine that chops the entire corn plant, not just the grain. Before heading to the field, the correct row crop header is attached. It cuts the stalks and feeds them into the machine. Inside the harvester, the corn is chopped into small pieces. This chopped material will become silage, an important winter feed for the animals. Next to the harvester, a tractor with a large trailer drives alongside. The chopped corn is blown straight into the trailer, without stopping. When one trailer is full, another takes its place. Everything must run smoothly and efficiently because every minute counts during harvest. The forage harvester and tractor arrive at the cornfield. The tractor positions itself alongside the harvester and unfolds its trailer, ready for action. Now it's time to begin chopping corn for silage. At the front of the harvester, the corn header cuts down the tall corn stalks row by row. The plants are fed into the machine, where powerful rollers pull them inside. Inside the harvester is the heart of the operation, the chopping unit. Heavy-duty knives rotate at high speed, chopping the entire plant into small, uniform pieces. These pieces, called silage, are blown through a spout and land in the trailer next to the harvester. The team moves smoothly through the field, harvesting row after row of valuable feed. The trailer is now full. It's time to head back to the farm. The tractor leaves the field and drives toward the area where the silage pile will be made. On a firm, prepared surface, the farmer has chosen the spot, where the freshly chopped material will be unloaded and compacted. As the tractor arrives, the trailer slowly tilts up. The chopped corn begins to pour out, forming the first layer of the pile. Each new trailer brings more silage, which is evenly spread across the pile. Then, a heavy tractor or loader moves in, spreading and compacting the silage layer by layer. This step is crucial. Well-compacted silage ferments better and stays fresh longer. Once the pile reaches the right size, it's covered with plastic sheeting, and the edges are weighed down with tires or sandbags. The silage is now ready, safely stored until winter, when it will become nutritious feed for the animals. The day on the farm began early. After feeding the animals in the morning, the farmer looked toward the yard. Behind the barn, there was an empty piece of land that had long awaited a new purpose. This was where the solar installation would be built. For this task, a regular trailer will be needed to transport the metal frames. First, the sturdy steel structures must be delivered to the farm. At the construction equipment base, all the necessary materials for the solar installation are already prepared. Steel frames, structural elements, and tools have been carefully organized so they can be quickly transported to the farm. For this task, a regular trailer is enough to carry the metal frames and bring them safely to the site. Once the materials arrive, a mini excavator will also be needed. This time it is equipped with a special auger for drilling holes. With it, the foundation piles can be placed precisely, ensuring the entire installation remains stable and secure. The mini excavator arrived at the farm and immediately began its task. Equipped with an auger, it moved slowly behind the barn where the solar installation was planned. The operator positioned the machine at the first spot and started drilling. The auger cut into the ground, creating deep holes for the foundation piles. Each opening was carefully prepared to ensure that the panel structure would later stand strong and secure. With all the holes drilled, it was time to assemble the installation. First, the foundation piles were placed firmly in the ground, creating a solid base for the entire structure. Next, the metal frames were mounted onto the foundations, carefully aligned at the proper angle to the sun. Finally came the most important step, installing the solar panels, which were set one by one, forming neat rows of shining surfaces. With all the work completed, the installation came to life. The panels set up behind the barn now capture sunlight every day and convert it into electricity. The power flows through the inverter and supplies the entire farm, from lighting in the cowshed to water pumps and even modern machines. Any surplus energy can be sent back to the grid, making the farm more self-sufficient. It is a step toward modern farming and a cleaner future. Each day, the photovoltaic installation produced more electricity. The farmer invested in new electric solutions, starting with a charging station for a modern motocross bike. Soon, smaller machines joined, an electric wheelbarrow, battery-powered tools, and a utility vehicle. Step by step, the farm became more modern and farm. In the corner under the barn stands a forgotten wreck of an old tractor. But today, something changes. The farmer decides it's time to take it to the scrapyard. There's just one problem. Over the years, the wreck has sunk into the ground and is stuck in solid rock. A small but determined backhoe loader rolls in to help, equipped with a pickaxe and strong will, ready to take on the challenge. The backhoe loader gets to work. It lowers the pickaxe and strikes the rock with full force. Blow after blow, the hard ground begins to give way. Dust rises into the air, and bits of rock scatter in all directions. The rock has cracked, and the tractor is finally loose. Now it's time for the next step. A backhoe loader with a large front bucket rolls onto the scene. It's time to clear the rubble and make space around the wreck. The machine pushes the broken stones aside, slowly but steadily. Each scoop reveals more of the old tractor's frame. Just a few more passes, and they'll be ready to try pulling it out for good. path is clear. Now it's finally time to load the wreck onto the trailer. A heavy-duty tractor backs up carefully, pulling a flatbed trailer behind it. The ramp drops with a thud. The backhoe gently nudges the old tractor into position. Bit by bit, the rusted machine creeps onto the platform. It creaks, it leans, but it holds together, just barely. With one final push, the wreck is loaded. Secured with chains and straps, it's ready for the scrapyard. The transport arrives at the scrapyard. The old tractor has reached its final stop. A crane lifts it off the trailer and sets it down on the concrete platform. This is where its long journey ends. A massive hydraulic press rolls into position. Metal groans, panels bend, and glass shatters. Second by second, the old tractor disappears beneath the crushing steel arms. In moments, it's reduced to a twisted block of scrap metal. Finally, a crane lifts the remains and drops them onto a towering scrap pile. After years of service, it now rests for good, making room for the machines of the future. A new task awaits. Today it's time to plant potatoes. For this, a special machine is needed, the potato planter. Its large hopper holds the seed potatoes, while the mechanism places them evenly in the soil, covering them right away with earth. Thanks to this, the work in the field goes quickly and precisely. But to begin the task, one more thing is needed, a tractor. From the garage, an orange tractor drives out, ready to connect with the planter and start the job in the field. Inside the barn, a heavy crate filled with potatoes is waiting. Its weight makes it impossible to move by hand. For this task, a loader with pallet forks is needed. The machine approaches the crate and lifts it with ease. With its strength and precision, the loader gets everything ready for the next stage of work, when the potatoes will be loaded into the planter. The loader, carrying the crate, moves up to the planter. Slowly, it tilts the heavy box, and the potatoes begin to pour into the machine's large hopper. Every movement is precise and careful, making sure nothing is wasted. In just a short moment, the planter is filled and ready to begin its work in the field. The orange tractor with the planter attached arrives at the field. The soil has already been prepared and is ready for the new crop. Slowly, the machine enters the first furrow, and the planter's mechanism begins to work. From the large hopper, the seed potatoes drop one by one into the soil, placed at perfect intervals. Behind them, special discs cover each potato with earth, leaving neat, straight rows across the field. The tractor continues its steady path, and with every pass the field transforms. The planting process runs smoothly and precisely, filling the land with the promise of new life. The tractor has finished its work in the field. The last rows of potatoes are now planted, and the soil is neatly prepared for the new season. The engine slows as the machine leaves the field and makes its way back to the farm. Today's task is complete, but the results remain clear, a field full of straight rows ready to grow. All of this was made possible by teamwork. The tractor and the loader formed a perfect duo, turning hard labor into a job done quickly, precisely, and is chilly, and the sun is just beginning to break through the morning fog. In the silence, the only sound is the garage door opening. The red tractor rolls out first, followed closely by the green one, moving slowly across the yard, one after the other. Out on the lot, the machines are ready and waiting. The green tractor pulls up to the baler. The red one reverses and hooks up the windrow. The engines hum steadily. Everything is set. In a moment, they'll head out to the field. The red tractor arrives at the field first. It stops at the edge of the stubble. The engine hums steadily, but for a moment, everything is still. Slowly, the windrower unfolds. Its arms, fitted with rotating tines, move into working position. This machine has a single purpose: to gather the loose straw and arrange it into long, compact rows. The spinning fingers sweep the straw gently but precisely to the side. Every turn brings more order to the field. The tractor moves forward, not too fast, not too slow. The pace must be steady to keep the rows clean and straight. Behind the machine, the first windrow takes shape. Even, ready for the baler. This is where the rail work begins. There's no room for guesswork. Everything must be precise. As the windrower finishes its first pass, the green tractor begins to move from the other side of the field. Behind it, a heavy, modern baler follows closely. The machine is ready to pick up the clean rows of straw laid just moments earlier. Inside, a complex mechanism compresses the straw under high pressure, forming tight, uniform bales one after another. Each bale is identical, ready for transport or storage. The green tractor moves steadily along the rows. The baler works without pause. Rhythmic, efficient, reliable. The fieldwork is done. The windrows are gone, replaced by neat, compact bales scattered across the land. Now comes the final stage, loading. A transport trailer rolls into the field, long, low, built to carry tons of weight. Alongside it, a backhoe loader begins its task. With precision, it lifts each bale and places it carefully onto the trailer. This job takes focus. Every bale must be positioned evenly, safely. The process continues steadily, machines working together efficiently. The day is drawing to a close, but everything that needed to be done is done. A new tool had arrived on the farm, a modern drone with a camera. The farmer had planned its purchase for some time and finally could see how it would perform in daily work. The machine took off and slowly rose above the yard. From the bird's eye view, the entire farm came into sight: fields, the barn, the cowshed, and the wide area behind the buildings. The live feed displayed every detail: access roads, trees, and open spaces. The farmer carefully studied the footage, searching for the best location for a new shed where solar panels would later be installed. For this stage, a tractor and a backhoe loader will be required. These machines are needed not only to prepare the ground for the shed, but also to transport heavy wooden beams from the forest to the farm. With their help, the work will be faster and much safer. Upon reaching the forest, the farmer discovered the timber prepared earlier. Perfect beams were waiting there, neatly cut and stacked in even piles. The wood had the right thickness and length to serve as building material. Each beam was checked, dried, and ready for transport. These beams would form the base of the new shed structure. Strong and straight, they promised durability and stability for the building soon to rise in the farmyard. After returning from the forest and unloading the timber, the assembly of the beams began. One by one, they were placed to form the frame of the new shed. The structure grew steadily, while the farmer checked that everything was straight and secure. Soon, the outline of the walls and the space for the roof appeared. Still, boards and roof tiles were missing to finish the construction. At the sawmill, the proper boards were already waiting, carefully prepared for construction. Nearby, roof tiles had also been gathered, ready for transport to the farm. All the materials were on site to continue work on the shed. The tractor returned to the farm, bringing the boards and roof tiles. The next stage of the shed's construction began. First, strong roofing boards were mounted, creating a base for the covering. Once they were in place, it was time for the finishing touch. Rows of orange ceramic roof tiles were carefully laid across the structure. Each piece was fitted precisely to make the roof solid and weather-resistant. With every step, the building was taking on its final shape. The solar service team arrived at the farm to complete the final stage of work. A truck delivered shiny photovoltaic panels along with all the mounting equipment. The crew set up scaffolding and began the installation on the shed's new roof. Panel by panel, they were placed in neat rows, carefully secured to the structure. Soon the building surface was gleaming in the sunlight, transforming into a modern power plant. Finally, everything was connected to the inverter, ready to convert solar energy into electricity for the farm. The panels on the new shed started working from the very first day, providing clean energy for the farm. This project showed how important cooperation is. The farmer, the tractor, and the excavator joined forces to build a modern and durable structure that will last for years. There's real work waiting in the field. 4 powerful tractors are getting ready to haul manure. This is not a game. It's everyday life on a real farm. Watch how each machine gets the job done. The land won't wait. It's time to get to work. The tractor slowly enters the field, and the rear-mounted spreader trailer begins its work. Heavy rotating beaters with sharp teeth start spinning with force, evenly distributing the manure across the soil. This natural fertilization improves the structure of the ground and delivers essential nutrients needed for future crops. Harvest the corn for silage on the farm. For this, a special machine is needed, the forage harvester. It's a powerful tool that cuts the plants and chops them into pieces, turning them into feed for the cows. To work, the harvester needs a special header that grabs the tall stalks and guides them inside. This makes the job fast and efficient, giving the cows valuable feed for the winter. It takes two to tango, and when harvesting corn for silage, the forage harvester alone is not enough. The green tractor is the perfect partner for this job. A large trailer is attached to the tractor, receiving the chopped corn directly from the harvester's spout. This way, the machines work together, and transporting the silage becomes fast and efficient. The machine has arrived at the field, but before it can start working, it needs to get ready. First, it unfolds the special header, which grabs the tall corn stalks and guides them into the machine. Once the header is ready, the operator checks the settings and activates the working mechanisms. Now the forage harvester can move along the rows of corn, its powerful blades cutting the plants and chopping them into pieces. The whole process runs smoothly, allowing the harvest to begin quickly. The trailer pulled by the green tractor is now full of chopped corn. This means it's time to leave the field and move on to the next stage of work. The tractor drives to a specially prepared site where the silage pile is formed. Here, the entire load is slowly unloaded, spreading the corn evenly. This makes it easier to compact the material and protect it from air exposure. It's an important step to ensure the cows will have healthy and nutritious feed during the winter. In the final step, the entire silage pile must be thoroughly compacted. For this, a tractor with wide tires is used, driving over the chopped corn and pressing it down to remove the air. This ensures the silage is well preserved and won't spoil during the winter. Once the pile is compacted, it is covered with a special plastic sheet that protects the feed from rain and air. Properly prepared, the silage becomes a valuable food reserve for the cows for many months. It's time to spray the corn on the farm. The plants have grown tall and strong, reaching up toward the sun. To protect them from pests and diseases, we need to act at just the right moment. For this important job, we'll use a special self-propelled crop sprayer, tall enough to move above the plants, with wide arms that cover many rows at once. But the sprayer can't work without help. That's where our reliable tractor comes in. It pulls the heavy machine across the field, providing the power and stability needed to get the job done right. But before the spraying can begin, there's one important step. The sprayer's tank needs to be filled with the right chemicals. These are carefully measured to protect the corn without harming the plants or the soil. The farmer wears safety gear and uses a special system to pour the liquid into the tank. It's a job that requires focus and precision. Once the tank is full and everything is checked, the sprayer is ready to head out into the field. The tractor has arrived at the cornfield. Tall plants form a green tunnel, and moving between the rows requires great care. It's time to unfold the long arms of the sprayer. Slowly, they extend outward, reaching across several rows at once. Each arm is equipped with many nozzles that evenly distribute the liquid. It's a delicate operation. Everything must work precisely to avoid damaging the corn and to protect it effectively. Everything is ready. It's time to begin spraying. The engine runs smoothly, and the sprayer moves slowly between the rows of corn. A fine mist of protective liquid starts to come out of the nozzles. The sprayer's arms glide above the plants, spraying exactly where it's needed. The tractor moves steadily and precisely, avoiding every obstacle. Each pass is another step in caring for strong, healthy corn. This isn't just work, it's a commitment to the harvest that will soon be ready to gather.